Greetings, salutations, Eddie here, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be presenting a book review, and the book is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. So, The Young Elites is set in a fantasy, sort of like Renaissance Italy kind of fantasy world, which we follow Adelina, who lives in the country of, never pronounce the name, I'm going to see if I can, Canetra? I'm pretty sure I just butchered that, but so years ago, there was this blood fever that sort of swept through the nation, and it left people, mostly children, with permanent scarring, and they are called the malfettos because of it. What people don't know is that these people were gifted with abilities, and they are called the Young Elites. Inquisition Axis believes that these Young Elites are dangerous and vengeful. Adelina is gifted with an ability. Then she joins the Dagger Society, which aids to find the Young Elites before the Inquisition Axis does. We see from Adelina's point of view throughout the story. And this is the first book of a trilogy. Now, I heard about this book years ago, okay? I bought this, I didn't actually buy this. I got this as a Christmas present. And I was really excited because I had the whole trilogy, as you guys know. And I heard that this is not as great as the Legend Trilogy, but still a great trilogy. And I love the Legend Trilogy, I do, but I'm not comparing this to Legend because two totally different genres, different characters, different themes, different aspects, different everything. I was really excited for this book. This book came out in 2014, at least the paperback did. This is Marie Lu's second series away from the Legend series. And I was really excited, and then the years went by, the trilogy was completed, and I got it as a Christmas present from my brother, and I was really excited. So in quarantine, I decided to read it. And so I read it, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Basically, it took me 3/4 of the book to actually start liking the characters. It took me 3/4 of the book to start liking Adelina, Dante, Enzo, Raphael, and Taryn. Because I just didn't connect with any of them. Adelina's voice was great, but I just couldn't connect with her on the basis of, you know, she's alone, she doesn't really have any other family aside from her sister, Violetta, I believe is how you say her name. Just couldn't connect to her. And then we have Enzo, who I kind of liked. Then we have Dante, who I did not like. And then we had Raphael, who I actually enjoyed reading about. But it took me 3/4 of the book to actually start. That's not 3/4. Like, it took me about here to start liking the book, which is sad because this book is 355 pages, and the fact that I started liking it, like, to this point is really kind of disappointing in my opinion. And then we have Taryn, who is another point of view, but his point of view is in third person, which I hate when they change point of views in stories, because I would rather have the story be told in third person or first person. And that's probably the reason why I couldn't really connect with Taryn as well, because his chapters were third person, whereas Adelina's was told in first person. I think the only character that I kind of sympathized with was Violetta, Adelina's sister. And aside from that, I think the world is interesting. I think that if I continue with the trilogy, it will expand, because we only see the world through Adelina's point of view, and kind of Taryn's. Another thing is sort of the lore with the Young Elites, malfettos, all that kind of stuff. I think it's interesting, if I'm to be honest. It's really interesting, but at the same time, I feel like I read the story somewhere else before. I'm not saying this is copying another story. I'm not. The execution was well done, but it just felt like I read this story before. And and I'm not saying that to insult Marie Lu. It's just, I don't know how to feel about the book as a whole yet. I am picking up the Rose Society soon, but I'm going to finish these books first before I get into the next book. And it really got good, in my opinion, 3/4 of the way in, because to me, while it was written well, the last part of the book was spectacular. I think that it was such a great third act climax kind of thing, because it was a lot of action, a lot of intense moments, emotional moments as well, and that's when I started to really like Adelina as a character, and Taryn. So I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5. The last part of the book jumped it up to a 3.5. My original rating before that third act was like a 2.5, 3 stars. Now it's like 3.5, closer to maybe the 4 stars. I don't know if my reading has changed because fantasy right now is not my forte, but I was so close to finishing this book, so I might as well have just finished it. Just finish it. Marie Lu has a certain writing style that can make you fly through the book really fast. This book took me a while to read. I started it in March of 2020 and is now January 8th, 2021. So it took me almost a year to read the book. Almost. Also, look, the book isn't that long. The font is gigantic. And I don't know why it took me almost a year to read. I am excited to read the rest of the trilogy. The good things that I like about the book are the writing. I think the writing was really well done. I think the world, from what we saw from Adelina's point of view and Taryn's, was actually really interesting. I think the lore of the Malfettos and the Young Elites was pretty cool as well. Adelina's interactions with Violetta was really great. Some things I didn't like were the fact that it took me 3/4 of the book to start liking the characters and the story. And Enzo, I just didn't like Enzo. Raphael, I think I'm going to like Raphael throughout the trilogy. Dante, did not really like Dante. I think I like Taryn because while he wasn't like a stereotypical villain kind of thing, he was a great character to read about, and he did sort of reminded me of almost like Valentine Morgenstern from the Mortal Instruments, just because of his targets and his morals, I guess. His morals, his goal, his duty, that he believes are right. And I do like Taryn for the most part. The book is really dark as well. The book is really dark, but I think that's the whole point of it as well. Also, another thing, I kind of like this cover. It's just it's just a knife piercing the sky. It's kind of cool. I also really like the font as well. 3.5 out of 5 stars for this book. If you have read this book, let me know down below what you thought of it. And as a trilogy as a whole, don't spoil me. I mean, I already know what happens in Midnight Star, but don't spoil it for the other commenters. So next is Rose Society, which I'm really excited to start soon. I may actually pause on reading Furyborn, Gina Gold, and Dark Lover, so I can probably read this after Lady Midnight and Trials of Apollo and Lore. But I don't really like this cover as much. Anyways, that's going to be it for me from today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below your thoughts of this book and as a trilogy as a whole. And who was your favorite character? What was your favorite part about the book? What was your least favorite part about the book? You could just spoil it. Just put spoiler alert. Oh, put a spoiler alert at the top and just warn people. And so far, if I'm to be honest, this is my least favorite Marie Lu novel. Let's just see how the trilogy goes. Like I said, like, comment, share, and for more content, subscribe, and I'll see everyone soon in my next video. Deuces.